All right, everybody, ding, ding, ding. We are in the building once again. This is Troy Vaughn, also known as Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time mega-church pastor, but full-time dating commentator. This is Ringside's Corner Confession, and I am here with someone very special. She came highly recommended. She is sought after, and I am so happy she's decided to grace us today inside the ring. I'm here with none other than London Bridges. She has decided to join us and really break it down because she has something very special to share with us today. For those that don't know who London Bridges is, she is a spiritual advisor. She is an Atlanta-based burlesque entertainer, a pro switch, a sensual movement expert, also an erotic kink model, and a sex worker advocate. But she is here today. She has reached out and decided to join because she is a professional submissive. Now, with all that being said, welcome, London.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So, we're going to dive into it because being a sub or being a submissive, for first and foremost, because I'm going to have some subscribers that are going to watch this who may be interested in the lifestyle or, or curious, trying to figure out how to get started. First and foremost, can you break down what exactly is a submissive as it relates to the BDSM lifestyle? What is a submissive?
So a submissive is somebody who is a bottom. A submissive is somebody who relinquishes their control to somebody who presents as a dominant. Whether it's a dominant woman, a dominant man, a dominant presenting person. And when I say they give their control, that is exactly what I mean. Is that they give their control, they consent to say, hey, I don't want to do A, so please can you do it for me? While I free myself and allow myself to go into subspace and give you control of my whole entire body.
Nice.
And it goes deeper than that, but that's why we're here, to talk about all of that.
Right, we're here to break it down. You're here to break it down for me and the viewers. And so, when you talk about BDSM, we talk about, when you throw out words like Dom and submissive, you have a lot of people that think about movies like 50 Shades of Grey. For some people, that was their intro, right? And I can tell by your facial expression, you got some opinions about that. I never read the book, and I've only seen snippets of the movie, but based on, what people may have seen or read about, what are some common stereotypes or some misconceptions that people may have about not only being a sub, but the BDSM lifestyle overall?
Well, first things first, 50 Shades of Grey, that it is exactly like 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey is not a good example of what the lifestyle is. It is more of a fantasy side of things without really knowing what it is. Whereas I'm trying to think about how exactly they portrayed 50 Shades. I actually just watched the movie, and they make it seem like the bottoms or the submissives are people who have low self-esteem, and if they are strong-powered, that they are unwillfully giving themselves to the dominant, and the dominant has all of the control. And basically the submissive has no say in the whole play scene or the dynamic. And that's not true. In reality, the submissive has all of the control. A lot of the times, submissive are high-powered people outside in society, and they want to come and ease their mind and give somebody else the control after they've been in control from 9 to 5 or whatever it is, that lifestyle that they live. Also, again, like I said, the submissive has all of the power. A lot of people do not know that that is the case. And we do. We have all of the power. We say what we like and what we don't like. We say, if you have to stop, you stop. If there's certain tools that, you know, the Dom likes, but we don't like it, the Dom is not going to use those tools. Also, it's a relationship, it's a dynamic. So that relationship, why are you in my life as a Dom? Why do I need a Dom? You know, right now, I don't have a Dom in my life. I am self-collared, so this is my collar. Nice. I self-collar right now, and I am my own Dom. I'm my own daddy, I'm my own master, I'm my own all of that. So what does that mean? How am I going to be my own Dom? How am I going to daddy myself? Well, I know that I need certain discipline when it comes to my bedtime schedule. I know I need certain discipline when it comes to focusing on one certain task at one time rather than going all over the place. I know I need protocol when it comes to smoking weed because, baby, I am a stoner and I will smoke all day, every day, nonstop. But that's not healthy for me, so.
Well, it's all good. This channel is 420 friendly.
Oh, I'm 420 all day, every day. But I have to actually be a little bit more functional in my lifestyle rather than smoking all day. Maybe smoke 3 blunts a day because I used to smoke a half a day and that's not okay. So me telling myself, okay, if you want to smoke, what did you do in order for you to be able to smoke? Were you productive before that first blunt? And if you're gonna have that blunt, understand, do you have, are you okay with only having 2 left for the nighttime? Because typically I need the weed more at nighttime to go to sleep than in the morning time when I wake up. So being more strategic in how I utilize my smoking sessions and being more intentional with it. And me being my own Dom and having that ceremony for myself and saying, okay, I'm going to make myself focus. I'm going to put myself on a schedule. I'm going to do the things I'm supposed to do and give myself tasks and give myself rewards at the end of the day. And that is the type of Dom that I want in my life. And that's the type of Dom that I hope to and that I will, that I will manifest into my life when I do find one.
I heard that. Okay. So you mentioned, you know, one day you'll find that special Dom, you know, for you, and right now you're self-collared and you're being your own daddy. Now, for someone else, what would you say are the benefits to having a Dom?
Oh, so benefits to having a Dom, that's hard to put into like a few minutes. There's many benefits to having a Dom, you know. It gives you discipline, it gives you structure, it makes you feel safe. It gives you a sense of freedom. A lot of people won't think that because it's like, ooh, it's a Dom sub dynamic. The Dom is telling you what to do, but it's still giving me a sense of freedom. One of my identities, which there are many identities within the submissive lifestyle. One of them is little, and that is, you know, when I age regress from the ages 4 to 7. That is my age of little space. A lot of people have other ages. It goes from ages infant to 18 years old, you know, so little space, it goes a long way. But me being able to be ages 4 to 7, that means I'm able to just be free. If I want to color, I'm going to color. If I'm going to do any types of arts and crafts, I'm going to do that. I don't have to think about the real world. I don't have to think about anything but being in my little space. And that's freedom for me. You know, that gives me a sense of like, I can conquer anything, you know, being able to just release, because that's what it is. It's a sense of release. And that's another benefit, the release that you're able to have in the subspace. I absolutely love subspace. A lot of people don't know what that means. And
break it down.
So subspace is literally when you go to space. That's what I call it. I call it space. It's literal space after playing. So again, another one of my identities is a kitten. The little is a non-sexual, so I don't really do too much like kinky play with the little space, But when I go into kitten play or, you know, stuff like that, then I'm with all the shits. There's no limits for me. And doms that, you know, typically play with me, they love that about me. And, you know, they play, they do all my fun stuff, wax play, all the different types of play. And I find myself in an orgasmic space, and it's without actual penetration or even touching me. It's literally from being a submissive and having the paddles touch my skin, or even having the leather touch my skin, even being asked if I'm okay from my dom, or even being called a good kitty or a good girl. That sends me straight into subspace. It's a space of, again, freedom. It's an orgasmic energy that comes over you, and it's a space of safety, because you fully release when you get into subspace. It's like you just float out of your body, and it becomes a out of body experience. I found myself watching myself out of my body while being in subspace, and the happiness over my body was unmatched.
All right. Well, color me aroused. Right, so I'm with it. In terms of, I mean, you've given the pros and the benefits of having a dom. So if you were to be matched, you know, if a matchmaker was here and trying to match you with a dom, what are some things you would look for in a potential dom? Like, how would London vet a potential dom?
How would London vet a potential dom? I know for me, I would need to have a dom who is very, very established within their career. Like I said, I have many identities. My identities as submissive is a kitten, and a princess. Those are very high maintenance identities, especially the princess and the kitten. They are, you know, identities that need to be maintained and taken care of and spoiled and loved. So my dom would have to be somebody who's very well established and will be able to spoil me very well with the gift, because I am a good girl. You know, I'm a very good girl, and I do what I'm supposed to do, and I do what, you know, sir or mistress or whoever is in my life wants me to do. Another thing is somebody who is not only like financially, you know, stable enough to be there, because yeah, I like to be spoiled, but I also like somebody to be a mentor to me. I am a businesswoman. I am a serial entrepreneur, and I only want people around me who could teach me something. If you're not able to teach me anything, and then you're a liability in my life. And I can only accept assets in my life and in my circle, especially if I am allowing myself to relinquish control into your hands. It needs to be somebody who knows what they're doing and has a good structure, because you're guiding me, you're leading me, and I can't have somebody who cannot lead themselves leading me. Also, mentally and spiritually aware of themselves and aware of everything, you know. I am somebody who has worked very hard on my healing journey. I've worked very hard on my energy and how I share in my space and my energy and my sacred space. And I'm not just gonna put myself in the hands of somebody who is careless with their own energy. So I really look at everything. I look at how they dress. I look at how they smell. I look at their teeth, their nails, everything. Like, if everything is not put together, what are you doing? How are you going to lead me if you can't even lead yourself?
Right.
So those are like really the main things. And you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know, and I like having a dom who knows how to put together a scene, who knows how to plan one based off of my fetishes that I said that I have, or my likes and my needs and the things that I desire, you know, and we kind of teamwork off of their desires and my desires, and we come together and we create a play scene or a role play scene or whatever it may be, because no one likes a selfish dom who doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
So yeah, those are like the main things. There's a lot more, but those are really the main things that I require when I'm looking for a dom.
This is gonna be a part 2 video. I can already see it. Okay, this will have a sequel. I am digging that right now. So I just thought of this question as you were talking, and you know, I want to see if you can kind of elaborate or at least shed some more light. In your experience, do you think there's a difference from what you've seen and what you've gone through? Is there a difference as far as a dom? Is there a difference between having a woman as a dom versus a man as a dom, or typically there's no difference at all?
There is a difference. I think there's a big difference. It's just like, you know, if you're in a relationship with a man or a woman, there is a difference. It's funny because majority of the doms that I've worked with were women.
Is that a preference?
Yes and no. I say yes and no because safety reasons, you know, as a submissive, as a professional submissive, you know, doing performances. A lot of men, you know, a lot of people in general, but, you know, in a broader aspect, men too, will utilize this lifestyle to control women and to manipulate women. When women kind of control the industry or have control of this part of the lifestyle, it ends up being safer and more nurturing. Even with the sadistic people, I know you interviewed Casey. And I've played with Casey plenty of times. And
Casey's awesome.
Goddess Casey, I love me some Goddess Casey. She's very, very sadistic. And I'm typically a sensual sub, but I don't mind playing in a sadistic way with Casey. And she's still very nurturing with me. The only other people that I've worked with on like a performance professional level, I've worked with King Hef and King Noir, and they handle me amazingly. You know, those are the only two people that only two men that I could see myself playing with in a, you know, in front of everybody, on stage type of thing. Or even at a play park. 'Cause I've never really done anything. Well, actually, no, I've done stuff on stage with King Hef. He's definitely fed me a treat and choked me.
Okay, he's the man. He is the man. Some of his videos have gone viral, and I've seen.
He's that guy at this point. He's that guy. But between him and King Noir, they know what they're doing. They know their shit. And a lot of men that come to me, they don't know their shit, and they want to collab with me, and I'm like, I could teach you how to take care of me properly. It's going to be more topping from the bottom with a lot of the men that approach me, and I don't like that. So I would love to have men in my like more so lifestyle part of things, but it really takes my time. I gotta take my time with it. I really gotta take my time with it because it's dangerous out there, and I don't play when it comes to the vetting process. And like I said, women, they nurture me a little bit better than men do. I do love dealing with couples though, because I've worked with Jasmine and King, and you know, other couples that have hired me personally for them in their, you know, as a submissive. But men by themselves, they would have to come highly recommended.
Okay.
Highly recommend. But I'm open to it because I love being a bottom for men. I love it. One day I'll find me my dom who's mine, who will collar me and be that daddy energy. But a lot of these men who are doms, they're saying that they're doms, but they're giving they're giving bottom.
Okay.
They're giving bottom.
I want this video to serve as kind of a matchmaker. We're gonna find you that good, if you like it, put a collar on it.
Yeah, if you like it, put a collar on it.
Collar on it, okay. All right, I ain't mad. We're gonna work on that music video. Put a collar on it. Okay, I'm feeling that. So check this out. You've been in the lifestyle for a minute. You've seen some things. You're not I wouldn't consider, or I wouldn't think from the outside looking in, I wouldn't consider you a novice. But for the subscribers out there and everybody out there, if you're watching, make sure you hit that bell and follow this channel. Give it some likes, drop some comments down below, and make sure, most importantly, you subscribe. If you're out there on Facebook, make sure you go to the top search bar and type in Ringside LLC and request to join the private Ringside Facebook community. Either myself or one of the admins will admit you. So, my question would be for you at this juncture, for the subscribers out there, for the viewers who are going to watch this video, who are interested in the lifestyle, interested in being a submissive, what would you say to the people who are on the fence, who are just, kind of tiptoeing into this lifestyle? What would you say are some basic tasks of a submissive? Someone who, hasn't done anything yet, but is curious and interested. What would you say, give them an idea of some basic, kind of run-of-the-mill tasks, that would be required or expected of a submissive? As far as being a good submissive, what are like some basic, hey, if you're going to start off, these are, 1, 2, 3, ABC, X, Y, Z, these are some things that you would need to do.
Well, first things first, your inner work is very important, because the work that you do on yourself, it will reflect on who is attracted to you, who comes into your circle. So making sure you do the work on yourself. I made sure to do all the work on myself before I even called myself a submissive, a switch, whatever you want to call it. Because, like I've said before, I want somebody who's headstrong, who is financially stable, who could guide me properly. Well, if that's what you want, you need to make sure that you could do that for yourself too. Because you don't want to be 100% dependent on somebody, and then if that person leaves your life, you're shit out of luck. You don't know what to do with yourself. And then you find yourself in a dark hole scraping your way out, and it's because you don't have a dom. And it's like, well, you should be able to take care of yourself.
You should be whole at the beginning.
Exactly. You should be whole. Like, they're supposed to add value to your life, but they're not supposed to be your whole entire life.
Ooh. I'm digging that.
Like a little snabby.
Dropping jewels.
And you should be the number one person in your life, so that for safety reasons. You don't want anybody coming into your life to manipulate you, to control you, to basically ruin the core of who you are and make you question yourself, your intuition, and your boundaries. Because when you're not in tune with your star player, with yourself, then that's easy for an energy vampire to come and suck you dry. That's easy for somebody to come in and make you go against your boundaries and question you in the middle of your subspace and be like, hey, let's do water sports. Water sports is, peeing on you. But you said before, during the vetting process, you do not like water sports. But because they know that you're in subspace and you're literally open for anything, you're just like, anything to please you, master, anything to please you, sir. They're like, ooh, right now is the perfect time. Then they say, ooh, water sports. You're like, yes. And then afterwards, you feel like shit because you did something you know you didn't want to do. But because you weren't in tune with yourself and your star player to even attract somebody like that, or somebody who is decent enough to know, like, okay, this is not something that you want.
Respect.
To even respect it, you know? So make sure, rule number one is making sure that you are 100% within yourself, healed within yourself, and, you know, have a good, what's the word? I'm trying to find the word, but the word is just not coming out, but whatever it is, it'll come. But just make sure that you are 100% focused and in tune with yourself and your healing process, so that you don't attract anybody who is not healthy, anybody who will abuse you or anything like that. And also, have fun. Don't rush into trying to find a dom. The process, the vetting process, it can be so fun. You know, I call myself a poly sub right now because I'm bottoming. I'm not even being a sub. There's a difference between being submissive and being a bottom. A submissive, that's the relationship, that's the dynamic. But being a bottom means that we're playing with each other. You know, we're just, you know what I like, you know my boundaries, so let's play a little bit,
It's like a
you know.
role.
It's exactly. So it's nothing wrong with going to play parties or even going to munches to find people who are interested in the things that you're interested in. Even before going to a play party, go to a munch. You know, get to know people within the community, get to know other people's kinks. Then go to a play party, have fun at the play party, literally have fun. You know, if you even want to just have fun just being a voyeur, there's nothing wrong with that. You just want to watch, because that's what I've done before, because I've been through a lot of traumas. I've been through a lot of shit. So when I went into play parties, I was only watching because I had a lot of healing that I had to do, and I was afraid of people touching me. You know, but now I'm starting to go to play parties a little bit more, and I'm playing a little bit more, and I'm having more fun, and you know, I'm watching and learning. So enjoy yourself during the process. Do not rush into it, and don't make anybody rush you into being their submissive. That's a red flag. If they're trying to rush you into it, really question, why do you want this?
Gotcha. You know what? It's a lingering question, and this is the last question, you know, before we wrap it up. Your experiences as a professional sub, how does this affect your dating life? Is it something you keep totally separate or intertwined? Like, you as London Bridges, you're out here, you know, you're interested in meeting, you know, someone for either something serious or something casual, but you're interested in dating. Does the submissive or professional submissive side, does that pour into your dating life? Is it one and the same, or is it something you keep completely separate?
So now I'm just starting to add it into my dating life. I wasn't dating before, you know. I've been single for about 7 years now. It's been a minute. But now I am at a point in my life where I want to date for me. And that means sexually being free. You know, a lot of people will see me and be like, oh my God, London Bridges, like, you're so erotic. You're probably having like the best sex. And it's like, negative. Negative. I'm not having any sex. But I am putting myself out there now. You know, I was taking baby steps. First, I was being intimate with myself, having sex with myself, having a good time. Now I'm like, ooh, I love it here, but I'm like, but let me add a little bit more. Let me add a little bit more flair. So yeah, right now being professional submissive, I'm definitely adding that into my dating world, 100%. Actually, it's so funny because I'm actually about to start documenting my dating experience for the next year, and going by the 10 Ho Commandments. The 10 Ho Commandments. And the 10 Ho Commandments is dating like a hoe, thinking like a hoe, and people be like, oh my God, like, what? You're about to be out here just fucking whoever? No. Us hoes, we have boundaries. Us hoes, we have morals. A lot of people need to start dating like us, like people in the BDSM community or in the sex working community or whatever it may be, because we're going to sit down and lay out our intentions. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to ask the man who comes into my life, what are your intentions for me? If you can't answer that, if you say I don't have any intentions, then you don't want to fuck on me. That's that. Certain things. That was just one commandment, you know, but wait a little bit for the next, 9. But it's little things that I go by in my BDSM lifestyle that I'm about to start incorporating 100% into my lifestyle as dating. And also, I want to have kinky sex. That is very important for me. If you're not willing to provide that for me, it's going to be a problem. And learning how to actually find out if the partner actually is, because men, they be lying. This is why I'm not having sex. Like, they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this to you and I'm going to do that to you. Yeah, I'm kinky. I'm with the shits. And then 3 months in, I've been on my back the whole time. You haven't even led in the bedroom. I want somebody who could lead in the bedroom and be kinky. And I'm just going to give a full disclosure, Full disclosure, I want to be able to suck a man's dick while having clothespins on my tongue and he telling me, do not spit too much on my dick. Knowing damn well I'm going to. Knowing damn well I'm probably going to drool on it, most likely. But it's one of those things where I can't escape the deceiving. And I like shit like that. Most men will be afraid of that. They're like, what, you want to suck my dick with clothespins on your tongue? Yes.
Well, again, I am, if y'all can see my face right now, color me aroused to the max. Woo! All right, okay. I'm with it. All right, so thank you again, London Bridges. You have been amazing on top of amazing. Okay? I'm willing. Yeah. And this is, you know what? You have definitely given me some ideas as far as some videos. I am definitely going to have to do a video about the 10 Ho Commandments. You're the first person to tell me about that. Never heard of it. But
well, I started it.
You said, okay, you know what? That means I'm going to have you back because I want an entire interview. I want to do an entire video about the 10 Ho Commandments because I'm pretty sure that's going to be explosive and viral in and of itself because I never heard of that. But before we totally wrap up, where, for the people out there or some potential doms who want to be interviewed by you, how can they get in touch with you? Do you have a website? Do you have social media? Do you have appearances coming up? For anybody who wants to be in the London Bridges game, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, first things first, you could head over to my website, londonbridges.co. londonbridges.co. That is my website. You can find everything there. Updates, my premium platforms like my OnlyFans, all that good stuff. Anything as far as booking me as a submissive, as a, kink therapy. That's something that I do, that I started like really getting into. So you can find me there. And also I am London Level Up on all social platforms. Okay. You could find me there. And what do I have coming up? I am right now preparing. I've been training for the past summer, these past few months, for performances coming up in the fall. So definitely I will be at Exotica in October. That's coming up.
And that is in Jersey, right?
Yes, that's in Jersey.
That is in New Jersey.
Yes, I'm headed back to the East Coast.
Going back to Exotica. I did my first Exotica last year in DC.
It was a lot.
It was dope. I'm going back. So if you bump into me in Jersey, you already know.
Yeah, so you could definitely catch me there. I will be doing a burlesque performance, most definitely. And I have events coming up. So, like I said, go to my website, sign up for my emailing list for all my events that I have coming up, performances coming up, merch, show, anything, everything. Sign up.
That's what I'm talking about. London Bridges, you have been a treat and a half. Thank you so much, everybody out there. Make sure you drop some comments down below. Make sure you like this video, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. This has been another installment of Ringside's Corner Confessions. London Bridges, thank you so much. You have been awesome. Everybody out there, make sure you continue to support the channel. And again, we will see you next time.